Welcome to this video. I'm your host, the outdated Gen Z. Welcome to a video in a series I like to call What Reruns. This is an ongoing series where I re-review games. I already reviewed Sonic CD in the past, hence I said re-review. I only wanted to make this video because although that I found that Sonic CD video to be a masterpiece, I wanted this to be a more actual review compared to a huge little skit thing. So, let's just get it started. So Sonic CD was put out on the Sega CD or Mega CD depending on where you're chilling in 1993, and to be exact, Sonic CD was released on September 23rd in Japan, November 23rd in North America, and October in Europe. There's not an exact release date for Europe from what I can tell, but it's because I'm using Wikipedia. Anyways, you might be wondering what a Sega or Mega CD is. Well, basically it was an add-on for the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, and it played games with a CD format. It lets developers, of course, have CD quality audio and way bigger games, but also have the ability to make shit videos and have some major upgrades visually in the games. I'll explain my opinion on the Sonic CD art style later, but man, it's really cool. Story-wise, there's this random planet that comes down every once in a while. Robotnik takes it over and messes up the timeline. Sonic has to time travel on the planet to save it from getting a bad future by Robotnik, and also saving Amy from Metal Sonic on the side. Also, shout out to Amy and Metal Sonic, this is their first appearance in the series. Amy is just a big Sonic fan, like a really big Sonic fan. And Metal Sonic was a creation by Robotnik to do everything Sonic is supposed to do, but evil. Anyways, I'm going to be playing Sonic CD in a somewhat accurate way, but somewhat inaccurate way to the original. I don't own a Sega CD, and emulating it can be confusing with all the BIOS files you need, so I'm just playing the 2011 remaster in 4x3 while having the original physics on, because the physics can be a little weirdly different sometimes, but it never bugged me that much. I'll explain right now. So Sonic CD controls well. It's exactly what you would expect out of a 2D Sonic game at the time. There were two of them already, so this is more of the same. Speed-wise though, I'd say it's a mix of Sonic 1 and 2. It's way faster than Sonic 1, but not as fast as Sonic 2, which I think is perfect for what this game is really about: exploration. Like I said with my quick story explanation, Sonic CD does have time travel. You start in the present of each stage and have the option to either go to the past or the future depending on which sign you go past. After getting a sign, get some speed for a little bit, and la-di-da, you time travel. And honestly, I found the time traveling to be great in this game. I don't see how people complain. There's always an open spot in each level to let you time travel easily. It just seems like to me people either have major skill issues or just don't do the exploration part of Sonic CD and go find an area to time travel. Of course, in their defense, yeah, you do lose your time travel thing by stopping at a bad time. Anyways, the main goal of this game is to get a good future for this planet, and here's a quick rundown of what you have to do step by step. So in Act 1 and 2 of each zone of this game, you start in the present, right? Grab a past sign and travel to the past. Then you destroy these transporters to make a good future. You can also destroy the Metal Sonic holograms for each zone, minus the final zone, but these are optional. All they do is just spawn in animals for that stage. But there you go. That's how you can get a good ending the exploration away. Now, if you prefer a more traditional Sonic-y way of getting a good ending, just get all the 7 time stones from the special stages. No, it doesn't give you a special form like Super Sonic just because it's 7 stones. Anyways, the special stages are pretty fun, not gonna lie. They're pretty hard to master though. This was the first playthrough I actually beat the 5th special stage on the first try. But yeah, once you get all the time stones, there you go. You no longer need to go to the past for the transporters. If you want to get the Metal Sonic hologram still, you can. You just don't need to worry about the transporter part anymore. And as well, if you never time traveled at all and got the bad futures on previous zones you played, don't worry, getting the time stones still counts as a good ending. Forgot to mention this though, Sonic does have a new move in this game. It's called the Super Peel Out. You hold up and the jump button to charge up speed and let go after a bit, and yippee! You go blasting through the stage and enemies once you roll up into a ball. Or you can just use the spin dash at that point. My one complaint I have with Sonic CD here is the fact that the Super Peel Out seems like a fashion over function addition to Sonic's moveset. And the spin dash is just strange in this game. The Super Peel Out just kind of leaves you out in the open for moving enemies as you're charging up speed, and the spin dash is just really odd that you can't mash the jump button to charge it up faster. I never had any problems like this with these, it's just my one nitpick in this game. But now, let's talk about Sonic CD's claim to fame, the soundtrack. This game has two soundtracks, one for the entire world, or better known as the Japanese and European soundtrack, and one for North America, which is why the North American version of the game had a later release date compared to Europe this time around. I know I'm going to make all the Japanese soundtrack fans have nightmares tonight, but I love both of these soundtracks. I know, I can't pick a side, and I especially didn't pick the 99.99% side of which soundtrack is better. That was a call out to the Japanese meat riders. As much as the North American soundtrack can be dissed on easily because it sounds unfinished at times and quote unquote having bad future songs sounding like good future songs, but I'd suggest you listen to the Sonic the Hedgehog Boom album. It's basically just extended and slightly remixed versions of the tracks from the soundtrack. It makes it sound more complete. Plus, it comes with fully remixed tracks from Sonic Spinball. As well, I must mention Sonic Boom, the opening cutscene theme, did get an official Crush 40 cover, so do what you want with that information. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, I used the North American version of the Sonic CD soundtrack while playing. I just listened to the Japanese soundtrack on Spotify, which was what I was doing while I was typing up this script. I respect anyone that uses the Japanese soundtrack though. It has so many cool melodies and yeah, it's just great. I don't respect you though if you don't accept the existence of different opinions. I do want to talk about the art style now, because during this playthrough, this was the first time I realized this game was beautiful. I even took a moment to just relax in Palmtree Panic Act 3 and look at all the vibrant colors. Also, the mod I was using for the music kind of sent me into another dimension at the same time. This game's visuals are just flat out great, man. I just don't know how to explain it. It's just literally like, look at it, dude. Please! The cutscenes are incredible looking as well when you're looking at the 1996 PC release onwards. Every time I see the opening cutscene, I see something new. Mostly because I get distracted and jam out to either one of the songs that play during the cutscene. So, I talked about the music and the visuals that happen during the zones. I guess I have no choice but to talk about the zones at this point. It's not a bad thing though, these zones are fun. First up, Palmtree Panic. It's basically this game's Green Hill-esque zone. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm usually a pretty big fan of Green Hill Zone clones. It's not Green Hill Zone, so, you know, it's a pass. And it's just flat out fun. The music is banger, the visuals are banger, plus I like the look of the bad future. It looks disgusting in a good way. The boss in Palmtree Panic, though, super easy. Next we got Collision Chaos. This is just a fairly chaotic zone in a way. It is Collision Chaos after all. So funny. And yeah, all I can really say about this one is it's fairly well designed. It kind of reminds me of Spring Yard Zone from Sonic 1, and it's just a lot more visually interesting and has a lot more fun random gimmicks. The boss for this zone, it's pretty fun. It's basically just a pinball stage thing. It's kind of hard to control, but it's mostly just trying to aim Sonic in the right direction, so it's still fairly easy at the end of the day. Next we got Tidal Tempest. This game's water level, and honestly, it's just a really great water level. It never felt like that the water segments were too slow. So yeah, it's just a very chill zone, especially with the music from both the Japanese soundtrack and the North American soundtrack, surprisingly. It still feels fairly chill regardless of what soundtrack you're playing. The boss, I just like the bubbles. That's about it. Next we got Quartz Quadrant. This is my favorite zone in Sonic CD. I honestly find it to be underrated. Everyone's just always hyping up Stardust Speedway, which I'll get to in a little bit, but Quartz Quadrant is just amazing. Both of the soundtracks are incredible for the zone, and the visuals are just so sick. Like, just look at this. It's incredible. And as well, level design wise, it's actually fairly decent. It feels more like a Sonic 2 type level, but just sprinkled in with time traveling. The boss though, really cool. I just wish it lasted a little bit longer. I don't know why, or maybe it just needs hits instead of the time thing that it's going for, but the boss just underbaked a little bit. Next we got Wacky Workbench. Honestly, as much as the bouncy floor is really annoying, I honestly kind of like it. I don't know why. It's just just a really fun gimmick for some reason. At least to me. I know most people are gonna flame me for saying that, which that's definitely fair. But yeah, it's just a very decent, wacky workbench. Boss-wise, pretty good boss. Although, maybe just like another hit or something would do it some justice. And other than that, peak. Now on to Stardust Speedway. I do understand why people find this to be their favorite zone. I just like Quartz Quadrant better. But Stardust Speedway, very fast paced, has multiple paths, which is fun. It kind of reminds me of Sonic 2 once again, like Quartz Quadrant. Stardust Speedway is just my second favorite zone in this game. And of course, this is the zone that Metal Sonic takes place in, so yeah, of course I have to rank it that high. And now for the final zone, Metallic Madness. Honestly, a really great final zone. It's kind of tough at first, but once you get really used to the level design, you can beat all these acts super easily. Act 1, you can just do all of your strategies very well, and there you go. Act 2, you can pull off a shortcut. I just can't do it because I think it has something to do with the original physics, but I think it could just be a skill issue in this situation. And Act 3, well, once again, just use some really good strategies, and the final boss is just really lame. It only has 4 hits, and I usually manage to never take any damage in this boss. It's just a very, very sad final boss. But there you go, that's all the zones in Sonic CD. Well, there's the end of my rambling of Sonic CD for a couple of minutes. But for now, let's let our special guest speak about Sonic CD for right now.
What happens when you put Sonic on a compact disc? This is what happens. Sonic fans are divided into 2 camps over this game. They either think it's the second coming of Jesus and no other Sonic game will ever live up to it, or they find it boring and confusing to play. If that's the side you're on, you're gay. Released in 1993 for the Sega CD, something that clearly didn't need to be made, Sonic CD is kind of a sequel to the first game, just without the big old 2 next to it. While it looked similar to the first Sonic game, the better hardware meant we could have more detailed environments and a higher color palette, which is one of the main reasons I love this game. And look, I'm a fan of the Mega Drive games, but after Sonic 1, the level locations and art style kind of got a bit more dull and realistic. The Sonic CD had you bouncing through levels filled with every fucking color. I mean, just look at some of these levels. Look how pretty they are. Where else has Sonic ever looked this cool before? Look at all the stuff he's doing. I want to do that. Can I do that? Yeah, kinda. I know people have criticized the time traveling aspect of the game, but I mean, CD at least tried to be different. I think it's a neat idea. It's a fun way to have the story be tied directly into the gameplay. The good future has better music, the levels just look more pretty, and it kinda makes time traveling worth it. Okay, yes, I will admit, sometimes it can be a little bit annoying when you're trying to time travel and you can't seem to keep your speed up, and then it just kinda stops and it goes away. I mean, fuck, you can complete this game without ever touching one of these signs. Just collect all the time stones from the special stages and you're good. To anybody who keeps complaining that they don't want to explore the levels and find all the robot generators, just do the special stages and fuck off. I really like how this game treats Sonic like a pinball. The level design feels very unorthodox, especially compared to the other Mega Drive games. There's springs, bumpers, ramps, and all kind of crazy shit to throw a Sonic around. I find this type of level design way more engaging and fun than just running and jumping. The bosses are also pretty unique. They tend to take advantage of the environments they're in. Collision Chaos treats the level like a pinball board. Tidal Tempest gives Eggman a shield made of bubbles. Actually fucks him over more than anything else. Stardust Speedway features the iconic Metal Sonic race. Oh yeah, Amy's in this game. Man, I just love Sonic CD. Wasn't it funny when Sonic decided just to off himself after waiting around for too long? Or how he talks when he gets an extra life? Isn't the Super P.O. cool as fuck? So, go play Sonic CD, okay? Play it and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can buy it on your phone or get the Sonic Origins collection. They both added a bunch of extra features that really help the game live up to its potential. You can play as Tails and Knuckles and... fuck, it's just a good game.
Well, there we go. Looks like we found a fellow Sonic CD fan. Anyways, go check out Sushi Pie's channel. He makes some wonderful stuff there. And don't worry, I'll make your life easier by linking his channel in multiple places. So yeah, but for now, to round it off, I'm going to talk about my personal opinion of Sonic CD. So that's Sonic CD. In a nutshell, it's a fantastic 2D Sonic game. Sure, yeah, you can say it's too different for you because of the time travel, but at that point, either play it more like Sonic 1 by using the special stages, or play a different Sonic game. There's lots out there that fit your needs. Anyways though, I do think Sonic CD has great gameplay. I like the time traveling, and I do find the Super P.O. to be an okay idea at the very least. But yeah, I'm going to be honest though, I like Sonic CD for the personality. I'm sorry for glazing this much, but once again, the art style and the 2 amazing soundtracks, man, It's just incredible. This playthrough of Sonic CD finally opened my eyes. For the first time, I can say that some days I like CD more than Sonic 2, and other days I still like Sonic 2 more than Sonic CD. Well, there we go. That's Sonic CD. I personally find Sonic CD to be a great 2D classic Sonic game. Definitely kind of underrated in some cases. I honestly think just people hate on it because it's different, but honestly, I like Sonic CD for being different in the first place. It's a nice breath of fresh air compared to the other classic Sonic games. As much as I like those still, Sonic CD is just really incredible. Nice time travel, Sega. But for now, I'll see you in the next one, and the one after that.